My name's Martin Bedford. I got involved with this place right at the beginning, in The Sims. I do 90% of all the artwork, well, I have up until now. I do all the posters, painted the mural at the front of the building, which is now gone. Worked from home initially, and then in the past 2 years I've actually had a studio down here. We've just moved into this one last summer. And now I sort of work with the printers, Attic Designs, and partner Barry Vincent.
So how did you actually get money together to get this studio going?
Well, it's been a matter of scraping it around and borrowing it, really. When I first started with the Leadmill, like all of us, I didn't actually get paid for the work that I did. We all did it voluntarily, and then as money sort of came in, we got paid a little bit here and there. I started doing work with outside people. Through my association here, I worked with quite a few bands, built up a little bit of money, and then just sank it back into this place. But we rent this. We're not actually renting this from the Leadmill. We rent this from Yas. We rent it from the Leadmill.
I see.
So.
And so you do the silkscreen bit, which is through there. Does that they do all the posters for the Leadmill, and you design?
I design them. They print them. But we also do outside work. Although I've been involved with the Leadmill since the beginning, I'm freelance from the Leadmill. I don't actually draw a wage as such. I get paid for what I do. Theoretically. I do.
And you're also on the management committee, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Can you talk a bit about how that has actually come about, because it's only quite recently?
Basically, because you mean why I'm on it, or why it exists in the first place?
Yeah.
I'm not really the person to talk to about that. Adrian would give you a better political reason why it exists. My involvement with it is because I'm a long-standing member of the Leadmill, basically. As you know, there are certain people that have been here for a long time, and there's also a very high fluctuating staff. I was asked to go onto the management committee because I'd been here since the beginning, and because I had a clear view of what we wanted to present. So in the face of adversity, I could always bring that up.
Yeah, I see. Pardon?
What's the clear
view? What is the clear view that you want to present?
It may not be very realistic. We've often been shown that it isn't. But this place started out primarily, I suppose it wouldn't be a lie to say that it was a lot of people sitting around getting fed up with talking about, wouldn't it be great if there was such and such a place? You've probably heard this in and out already. What we wanted to do was present something with quality without having to pay a fortune to view it, sort of thing. So, there's that. When we get into management sort of committee meetings and they're saying, well, this thing doesn't make money, why don't you bring in sort of space invaders? Because of Adrian's close involvement on the more political level, financial level, and that he's in a difficult position to criticise that, whereas I'm not.
Right.
I just say no.
Yeah. But is that kind of thing being suggested to bring in purely financial measures?
Anybody that funds something obviously wants to see some sort of financial return from it. It'd be stupid not to think, just plough money into something that's losing money hand over fist. But no, what I'm saying there, I'm giving you an extreme illustration. I've been working with King recently. Well, I say recently, over the past year. I've worked with quite a few local bands, namely Junk.
And how? Yeah, sorry.
No, go on.
I was going to say, how do you think, how involved are like local bands with the Leadmill now? Because like, I know when it started, it was quite like the first few that summer where they had to put on a lot of gigs and all that. It was like a lot of local involvement, and you don't. It's not so visible now. And I was wondering if that's.
Well, one of the reasons for that, I mean, like people, we are a venue, right? I mean, I think we're more than just your limit or your top rank or whatever, but we are a venue and we have to sort of guarantee a certain amount of people through the door, and people just won't pay to see the same local bands over and over and over again. I think that's changing. I think Sheffield's music scene went through a real bad period after the success of people like Human League, the Cabs, and ABC. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, well, we're a Sheffield band, therefore we're destined for the top." So it went through a real bad period as far as I was concerned. It was just sort of sat back on its laurels and didn't do anything. At the moment, I feel that there's a lot happening in Sheffield. There's several bands which I would consider to be actually destined to make quite a mark in the music scene.
And how about the sort of range of like bands or whatever that are in Sheffield? Because like often when these things start up, they're quite cliquey, and like the same people turn up and the same people get involved because they know each other and all that sort of thing. And it, like, for example, I don't know really. I mean, there's all sorts of types of bands and groupings of bands.
The bands I would say that were at the top of the pile at the moment are quite diverse, really. And you've got Chack, which are very computer based, I suppose, more than anything else. The Junk, House of Colour, Sedition. I mean, all four very, very good bands, and totally diverse in their actual presentation and the sort of thing they're doing. There's other bands. I mean, there's a band called Tree Band Story, which I suppose would fall into the same bracket. If you're going to make brackets, I suppose they'd fall into the same bracket as House of Colour and the Junk. But there is quite a diversity at the moment, which I think is only healthy.
And do you think what's going to happen with Scotia and the Music Factory and all that is going to open things up a bit more?
I don't think that's going to change the face of things. It will definitely aid it, provided everything works the way it's planned to. It would be an amazingly good thing, but Sheffield, as it stands, has got quite a good. It's got a history now of being a musical city.
Yeah.
So it's got quite a few people that have learned over the years. They've learned from mistakes and they're building up quite solid foundations. So I think the next wave on won't be as sort of instantaneous, maybe, as the Human League and ABC, but I think it's going to stick around a damn sight longer.
What would you say that the Leadmill actually offers the music scene in Sheffield?
It offers you a credible club to come to without getting your face kicked in, basically. There's always horror stories, no matter. There's always critics to a place, but really, I mean, like I go down to London a fair amount, and I go around the country to different clubs to see bands, through my work, and I've never come across any place in Britain quite like this. And okay, that sounds very biased, but for all the faults, and I won't say there aren't any in the Leadmill, there are obviously faults, but for all that, I still think it's probably the best club there is around, for the diversity of what it offers, if nothing else.